Okay, good afternoon, everyone, once again, and you're welcome to another edition of our lecture on performance management. In today's class, we shall continue with our lecture on activity-based costing. Recall that in our previous lecture, we've calculated the unit costs of each of the products. What are the unit costs? The unit costs include the direct costs in producing the product and the overhead costs. When we add it together, we give you the total cost. Then you need to divide the total cost by the unit produced so that you will get the unit cost. We were able to do that in our previous lecture. Right? We were able to do that in our previous lecture. In today's class, we shall continue with the lecture. We'll start with the Roman figure 2 part of this question, which is the activity-based costing. Please, we should not equally forget that activity-based costing came into existence to replace the traditional approach, meaning that the basis of absorption of overhead, activity-based costing, traditional approach, right, accumulates the cost. Activity-based costing came into existence to replace the traditional approach. That is, we want to know the cost of each of these consumption. When you say you set up, what is the cost of the setup? When you say you have carriage, what is the cost of the carriage? And so on. So that is what activity-based costing wants to ascertain. A practical illustration, a usual practical illustration is when you have 3-bedroom flats and they bring a bill of 50,000. 3-bedroom flat of 6 units, right? Then as an individual, you say, oh, let's divide 50,000 divided by 6. So you may be overcharging Mr. A because Mr. A may not be around for the full month. So activity-based costing wants to charge cost to each of its overhead, right? To each of what over. We want to know the cost that you incur in the process. Now, class, activity-based costing, Roman figure 2. Roman figure 2. Roman figure 2. Activity-based costing. Based costing. Okay, class, you should not forget that when you want to determine the OAR here, it is budgeted overhead over budgeted level of activity. Class, so under the activity-based costing, your OAR will be equals to cost pool divided by cost driver. Class, what is cost pool and what is cost driver? Class, what is cost pool and what is cost driver? Can you remind us of cost pool? What is cost pool and what is cost driver, class?
Okay, so the cost driver is what is causing the cost in itself. So that's what actually costs. So whenever there's a change in that activity, it what's the word? Changes the cost. while the cost pool is the cost of the specific activity. Say, for example, maybe number and orders, right, or machine setup and all of that. There might be other things contributing to that cost.
Thank you. Thank you. That's fine. Makes sense. Makes sense. Right. Now, we have to pick our cost pool. We should not forget that our cost pool are the overhead costs given to us in this question. What is the cost pool? What are the cost pool? Don't forget, this is overhead cost in the period are expected to be as follows. These are your cost pool, and these are your cost driver. Class, is that not so? Now, we'll pick this one after the other. The cost pool, right, divided by the what? The cost driver. Class, are we still together? Hello?
Yes, we are.
We are together, sir. We are together.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. A minute, please. That's fine. So we can have the cost pool. Is this one coming from? Okay, so we can have the cost pool. The first one is setup. We move to this side. This is setup. Is that not so? The setup is what? 1,400,000. Right? 1 million for setup. Setup equals to 1,400,000. So setup is going with what? With the numbers of setup, right? You can see that setup is going with, setup is going with production runs. Can you see it, class? This is the cost driver. So whatever, if this production runs changes, the cost pool will also change. You can see that this is setup. Setup is going with what? Production runs. So you can come to this side and check what is our production runs. Can you see it? Now, if you had 5 production runs, 10 production runs, 25 production runs, you're supposed to have what? You're supposed to have 40. Is that not so? But sometimes, class, please pay attention to this part. Very, very important. Sometimes when you had all these things together, you may not have this 40. Please, if this total of the numbers of production runs is given to you, just pick the total of this, which is 40. Use it as your total numbers of production runs for the what? For the 3 products. Class, let me repeat this. Sometimes when you add all these things together, you may not have this total. Class, it is a very big trap from the examiner. So what you need to do is that pick the total here. Is the total you want to use first. Is the total, please. So the total here is what? 40. So we can come down and say 40. 40 production runs. Right? We can have 40 production runs. So when you divide it, what do you have? When you divide it,
35,000.
35,000 per production runs. Meaning that one production run will cost 35,000. That is what it means. Meaning that one production run will cost 35,000. Now, if they are doing like 5, it will not be 35 times what? Times 5. We'll get there. So what is the next? What's next? What next? Machine. Let's quickly, we can leave the machine and move to the next one. Let's leave that one. Let's just move. Goes inwards, right? And don't forget that goes inward. We'll come back to machine actually. Goes inward is based on what? What is the cost driver? Can you see? Based on the component receipt. So what is your component receipt here? Can you see it? You are picking the total. Class, you are picking the total since the total is given to you. So if the total is not given to you, just add the product together. Just add your 15, your 25, and your 150 together. Class, since we are given the total, just use the total of 160. I think you are not given the total of 160. You just add this together. So goods inward, 2,800,000, 160 receipts. 160 what? 160 receipts. So goods inward, 2,800,000 divided by what is the goods? 160 components receipt. Let's say receipt. What do you have when you divide?
75 receipt. 75 per receipt. 500 per receipt.
17,500 per receipt. 17,500 per receipt. Meaning that one receipt will be 17,500. One component receipt is 17,500. Imagine they want to do component receipt of 5 or 10. It will be 17,500 times the 10. So what other possible after packaging, right? Packaging, we'll quickly check. Packaging is based on what? Packaging is based on production order. You come to this side and check your production order. The total is 50. You can just pick the 50. Remember that if the total is not given to you, you just have to add these 3 together so that you can have the total. But in a situation whereby when you add these 3 together, you do not have this total, please always use the total. When you are calculating the OAR, just pick the total when it is given to you. It is a very big trap, right? Because if the examiner wants you to correct, right? Wants you to correct that, but don't do that. Use what they gave to you, please. Use what they gave to you. This is the total of 50, right? Then we have 2 million. 2 million. 50 what? 50 production order, right? Production order. Is it like this? So what do we have? Is it like this?
Yes.
40,000.
It is not 40,000 only, class. You are dividing naira with production order. You want to get what we call the firm per one order, per one production order. What do you have
Okay.
here? What do you have?
40,000 naira per production order.
Thank you.
40,000 naira per production order.
40,000 naira per production order. Please always include this thing. Please, it shows the examiner that you know what you are doing. That if 40,000 naira per product, it meaning that one production order will cost 40,000 naira. So if they are doing 5 production order, how much does it going to cost them? Do you understand? So it is what it is. Right? So let's move on quickly, class. Let's quickly move on. Let's move on. What next? What next, please?
Engineering.
Okay. Engineering. Thank you. Engineering. So let's check.
1.8 million.
Okay, just hold on a minute. Where is this thing now? A minute, please. Trying to check something. Okay, what is the cost? What is the cost?
1.8 million.
1.8 million. So it's based on what, class?
Production order.
Production order. So what do we have here?
36,000 naira per production order.
Thank you. 36,000 naira per production order. Meaning that one production order under engineer will cost 36,000 naira, because these are the things that they want to charge into production, right? Activity-based costing is charging into production based on the numbers. Based on the numbers of production run. It is not that it is accumulating costs like traditional approach. Traditional approach, we say because we have 3-bedroom flats, because we have 6 units. Is that not so? Because we have 6 units. So now let's share equal. Let's share it equal, right? You'll be cheating one person. Instead of it to be based on consumption. Please, who is that? The person should mute his mic. Instead of it to be based on what you consumed. Is that not so? Instead of it to be based on what they consume. And that is what activity-based costing is now doing. That, okay, now what we need to do is that we need to get what is the cost per production order. Oh, if this is the cost per production order, so how many production order do they have? Do we get? We'll get there. So after this part, what do we have? We have machine, right? We have machine. Now, what is the machine? Machine is based on what? Machine is based on what, class? Machine is based on machine hours. Is that not so? Class. Machine is based on what?
Machine hours.
Machine hours. So now let's calculate the machine hours first. Are we there? Now, but let's check. Machine hours total is given to us. What is the machine hours here?
200,000 hours.
No, 200,000 hours, not per hour. If it is per hour, it will not be it will not be like this now, right? This is what you have here is 5 hours per unit. This is 6 hours per unit. If you multiply it with 12,500 units, you have the total numbers of hours that will take you to produce 12,500 hours. 12,500 units, rather. Class. So we're given the total to be 200. We will just use the 200 hours. But in a situation whereby the total is not given to you, class, you have to determine the total hours. You have to determine the total hours. This is 5 hours per unit. Goes with unit per unit, meaning that it will take them 5 hours to produce 1 unit. The question is, how many units did they want to produce? Now they produce 20,000 units. Now, what is the total hours that will take them to produce 20,000 units? It will be 5 hours per unit times 20,000 units. We give you the total numbers of hours that will take you to produce alpha. The same thing, 6 hours per unit, 6 hours per unit, 6 hours per unit. This is hours per unit, right? So for them, it will take them to produce 1 unit, and they want to produce 12,500 units of beta. So 6,000 times 6 hours per unit times this will give you the total numbers of hours that will take you to produce 12,500 units. The same thing. So when you add everything together, you should have 200 machine hours. Class, am I communicating, please? But we'll just use the 200 machine hours since it is given to us in this question as the total. So machine hours, 9 million. Oh, I'm supposed to even put it. I'm not supposed to separate it. Sorry. Let me bring the machine hours here. Let me bring this. Sorry, I'm supposed to put it here. Machine. Sorry about that. What is the cost, please? What is the cost of the machine? What is the cost pool? Class, what is the cost pool?
9 million.
9 million.
Okay, 9 divided by
200,000 hours.
thank you, 200,000 hours. So what do we have here?
45 naira per machine hours.
What do you have? 45 naira per machine hours. Meaning that, class, what does that mean? It means that they will charge 45 naira. It is based on machine hours. So we pay based on machine hours. That is how they absorbed their overhead. Oh, we have 45 naira per machine hour. How many machine hours? How many hours did you work? We'll pay you based on the hours worked, not based on accumulated like traditional approach. You have 3-bedroom flat of 6 units. Because it is 50,000, you say 50,000 divided by 6, then you share it. No, activity-based costing now came into existence and said, no, do you know what we do? Each unit should have prepaid. So go and pay your water bill based on what? Based on your consumption. Class, based on what? Based on consumption. That is what activity-based costing is doing, right? Which is very, very correct, right? If not, you'll be overcharging Mr. A, then undercharging Mr. B, right? So we will not charge all these things to what? To the what? To the production. This is overhead cost. We want to determine the overhead cost, actually. Now, class, determination. Let's determine the overhead costs. Right. Let's determine the overhead costs of overhead costs, just like the way we did under traditional approach, right? Overhead costs. Overhead costs for each of the products. What is this now? Overhead costs for each of the products. Overhead costs, right? We have beta, right? We have beta. We have, what do we have?
Alpha, beta, gamma.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Alpha, beta,
Gamma.
gamma. Thank you. So please, we can have this. We want to determine the overhead costs. We start with the setup. Setup class. We look at the setup. The setup is based on the setup. Can you see that setup is based on production runs? They charge this to production, meaning that we will pay you per production run. Now we will now check how many production run do we have for alpha. If we are charging 35 naira per production run times how many production run do we have for alpha? We quickly move. Class, how many production runs do we have for alpha? 5.
20,000. Okay.
We have
Sorry, 5.
5. Is that not so? 5. Meaning that the numbers of times they run the production is 5 times. And we'll pay them based on the numbers of production runs. And that is the reason why activity-based costing came into what? Existence. We pay them based on what? Based on what your output is, not based on the total consumption. No. Now, you can see that you have 35 naira, 35,000 per production run class. Now, alpha will run 5 production runs. We make a 5 production runs, right? 5 production runs to produce 20,000 units. 5 production runs. The other one we make 10. This will make what? 25. Now, we move 5 times 5, right? 5 production runs. So what do we have? When you multiply, what do you have here?
175,000.
175,000. Right. We'll move to the next one. Right. Still 35,000 per production run. How many production run do we have for beta?
10.
10 production runs. Class, are we getting the gist?
Yes.
Are we still together?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we are together.
Okay. So what do we have here?
350,000. 350,000.
350,000. The next is 35,000 per production runs. Per production run. How many production runs do we have?
25.
25. So what do we have here?
875,000.
Okay. 875. 870.
5,000. 875.
Like this.
Yes.
1,000. Right? What else do we have? We have machine hours. Class. We have machine hours. And we will pay them based on the hours worked. Is that also class? Machine, because this is activity-based costing. Machine hour will be paid 45 naira per machine hour. The question is, what is the, let's do the workings here. The question is, what is the machine hours? How many hours will they take them to produce the alpha, beta, and gamma units? Let's check it out from the question. You can see that it will take them 5 hours to produce 1 unit, 5 hours per unit. It will take them 5 hours to produce 1 unit. The question is, what is the unit produced? 20. 5 times 20, 5 hours per unit. You can see per unit goes with unit times the 20,000 units. We give you the total numbers of hours, right? The numbers of hours that will take them to produce the 20,000 units. So we need to get the hours so that we can be able to multiply the cost by the what? By the hours. Class, am I communicating, please? So we have 5 times 5 hours per unit times 20,000 units, 6. So that is how we will do it, right? So please, if you have the notes, you just give me a figure, right? So let's do the workings here. Let's get the machine. I'm coming. Let's say machine hours. Let's calculate the machine hours. Alpha, right? Alpha is 5 hours per unit times, what is the numbers of units produced? 20,000 units. So what is the total hours?
100,000.
100,000.
100, not 100,000.
100,000 hours.
Because 100,000 can be 100,000 naira. 100,000 hours. You can see that. Why is it like that? You are multiplying, class. You need to understand this thing, though, because this is how we'll be doing it as we move. This is 5 hours per unit, meaning that 1 unit, they will use 5 hours to produce 1 unit. Now, if they want to produce, if they now produce 20,000 units, what is the total numbers of hours that will take them to produce 20,000 units? It will be 20,000 units times 5 hours per what? Per unit. Next, better. What is the hours per unit?
6 hours per unit.
Thank you. 6 hours per unit times, what is the unit produced? Production?
12,500 units.
Thank you. What do we have?
75,000.
5,000 hours.
75,000 hours. Gamma?
5 hours per unit.
5 hour
Per unit times 5,000 units.
Units times 5,000 units. So what do we have?
25,000
25,000
hours.
25,000 hours. Can you see that it makes sense? You know, when you are calling it with that, you know, it makes sense for you that it makes sense now. And also, you have 45 naira per machine hours. The question is, how many hours will they use to produce the alpha, which is what? 100,000. So we will pay them based on the hours work. That is what activity-based costing is doing. It is not based on, because we have 3-bedroom flat of 6 units, let's divide it by 6. That is cheating. We need to know what is your level of consumption. Now, if you divide it by 6, we now look at it that how many units did you consume? Oh yeah, multiply by this unit, take your own share. How many units did you consume? Times this. That is the reason why there is prepaid. So the prepaid approach we are using today is activity-based costing approach. Pay based on what you use. Class, am I communicating? So
Yes.
if you have 45 naira per hour per machine hours, how many hours did they use? 100 hours times 100 hours, right? Times 100 hours. So you should know that it is times 100 hours. Should I put the hours? Oh, okay. You know that it is times 100 hours each hour. Okay, just leave it. You know that it is times 100. Excuse me.
4.5. 4,500,000.
4.5.
So what do we have? Figure
4.5.
4,500,000 naira, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
So,
Yes,
so what do
sir.
we have here?
3.375.
45 naira per unit.
Times
75,000 hours.
Thank you. 75,000 hours. Because of there's no space, so that is why I didn't put the hours. So please, it is very important for you to add it so that you will know. The examiner will know that okay, this is you know what you are doing. What do we have here?
3.375 thousand.
375,000. So what do we have here?
1,125.
Okay, what do we have?
1 million. 1 million.
1.125.
1,125,000.
1.125.
Okay,
125.
1.125. So this is ours. This is ours. Right. So, class. We are done with this part. The next one is goes inward. Right, goes inward. Goes inward, goes inward, goes inward. Goes inward. So it will cost them. What is the cost per one? What is the cost per goes inward?
17,500 naira.
Per receipt, right?
Per receipt, yes.
So how many receipts do we have? Component receipt do we have for alpha? How many component receipts do we have
15.
for alpha?
15.
15. Let's check. Can you see, class? It's 15. Can you see? It is what? 15. So it is not magical. It is from the question we are bringing in all those things, right? 15. So what do we have?
262,500.
262,500 naira. So the same thing applicable here. Class, don't forget all this. This is 17,500 per component order. We are charging it. How many component order do we have for beta, for alpha, and beta? That is what they will charge to as the basis of what their overhead. It is based on what you use. So what is the beta component receipts?
25.
25 component receipts. So what do we have? What is the total?
4,500.
437,500.
437,500. Child, now they're active this evening. Oh. Child, now they're very, very active. Okay. Oh.
Exam is approaching. Now you they do.
I can't Dano.
We play.
Now you they give us calm down.
That's fine. That's fine.
120.
So what is the component? What is the component receipt?
120.
120. So what do we have here?
2.100 naira.
2.1 million.
2,100,000, right? Okay. So after the goods inward, we have packaging. Packaging. What is the cost per packaging? You know, packaging is based on per production order, class. Packaging is based on production order, based on the numbers of production order. Can you see? We will charge this cost, which is 40,000 naira per production order. The question is, how many production order do we have for alpha, class? How many production order? Please check. 40,000. How many production order do we have for alpha?
We have 15.
15.
15.
15. Okay, that's fine. Production order is 15. So when you multiply this, what do you have?
600,000.
600,000. So we can have 40,000. What is the production order?
10.
Okay, what do we have here?
400,000.
400,000.
400,000 naira. So this is 40,000 times, what is the production order?
25.
25. So what do we have here?
1 million.
1 million. 1 million.
Thank you. So the next one is engineering. Engineering. Right. Engineering will cost what? We cost 360 naira.
36,000
36,000 per production order, right? So we can have 36,000 per production order. Already, we've done that before. Production order, this is 15. Is that also class? 15. Abby? Class 15, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so what do we have?
540,000.
540.
Yes, sir.
So the same thing applicable here. Don't forget that this is overhead costs, right? This is what? Overhead costs. 36,000 times 10. What do we have?
360,000.
360,000. We can have 36,000 times, what is it? Okay, production order 25.
25.
So what do we have?
900,000.
900,000. 900,000. Class, can you see it? So therefore, what is the total overhead costs? Using ABC, what is the overhead cost here? Not production cost, just the indirect costs. Right? So when you add this together, when you add alpha
6 million.
together, the first one,
Okay.
is it the first one is 6 million or what?
The total down. Okay. The total gamma is 6 million.
Okay. 6 million. Okay. Please, someone else should confirm.
Yes, gamma is correct. 6 million.
That's fine. Thank you.
Beta is 4,922,500.
4,922,500.
922,500 for beta.
Yes, confirm.
Beta is also
4,922,000, not 500.
Beta is also correct. 492,000. Yes, please correct.
There's
Like
500 now.
it's correct. Like
There's 500.
Yes, it's correct.
Please, can we mute? Please mute your mic. Everybody should mute his. Please, mute your mic. Olatunji. Okay, Olatunji, yes. Please be giving me figures, please. Thank you.
All right. Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, so what do you have here?
6 million.
Okay, 6 million.
77,000. That's 077.
Okay, 070. Okay.
500.
Okay, 500.
Yes.
Thank you. So what is the beta? Is this correct?
Yes, please. Beta is correct.
Okay, that's fine. So this is the total overhead cost for each of the products, right? So What is the, don't forget that we want to determine the unit cost. And the unit cost include the cost of producing that product. That is the unit cost. Unit cost means that the cost, they say calculate the unit cost of the products, of the what? Of the product. The unit cost is the cost you will incur in producing that product. And what are the costs? The direct cost, direct material, direct labor, and your what? And your overhead costs, right? So addition of all these things, right? Addition of your direct and your overhead will give you total production cost. Then you can now divide it by the unit produced. When you divide it by the unit produced, you will have unit cost. Unit cost means cost per one, right? So what is the name of the company? Friday. What happened?
So I'm a little bit confused. Please, I need the clarification.
When did you join? Before you ask your question, when did you join the class?
I joined 30 minutes late.
30 minutes late. So how many minutes? 30 minutes late?
Is it 30 or 25, sir? It's not quite
25.
long.
Not quite long.
Yeah.
Right? Not quite long. You didn't join early now. So
but I'm seeing the working, sir. I'm following, but the machine hour, that is where I'm confused.
Yes, you joined late.
Okay.
Right? You joined late, so you can go back and watch the recorded video. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Sedeco Nigeria Limited, right? So we have to compute the unit cost. Oh, let me shift it here. Right? Determination of unit cost using activity-based costing. Please, if you want to ask me a question, right, and you did not, if you know that you did not join this class at the beginning, please don't even bother to waste our time to ask question, please, right? Thank you. Now, if you have this, Control Z. I don't know why my Control Z is not working. Okay. Determination of unit costs. Determination of unit cost using activity-based costing. Using activity-based costing, all right, so we have alpha. After alpha, we have beta. Then we have gamma. So we can put the nearer sign. Please always present your work this way, please. Presentation matters a lot in performance management. It's not for you to go and calculate a figure, right? You need to present it very well, right? The examiner will, by doing this, the examiner will award you mark, right, for your presentation. It is very, very what? Very, very important, please. Now, if you have this, don't forget, your unit cost will be the combination of both your direct and indirect. Your indirect is overhead. So now let's start from the direct. We already have the cost of the direct. Direct what self? We have direct material, direct labor. We've done that before. So what I would just do is to just copy the one we use under traditional approach. It's still the same thing. The only thing that is different is the only difference is the overhead, because they have different bases of absorbing their overhead. Class, are we still together? Class, are we still together?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
we are with you.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
that's fine. Okay. Right. So that's fine. So the direct material and the direct labor still remain will remain the same. The only difference is just the overhead cost. Then we'll now bring the overhead, right? The overhead cost that we calculated using the activity-based costing, which is this. I can just copy this. Right, I don't know what happened to my control, right? So I will just okay. So we have this as our overhead. So what will be the total production costs? Total production or total product costs. Can say total product costs. So this one should add.
Okay, so alpha is 31.
Okay. 31.
077.
077.
500.
500. Thank you. Where is Abigail? Abigail, are you in this class? No. Esther, are you in this class? No. Better.
17.
17.
422.
422. 17,422,500. So next, this is
8,900,000.
okay. Fumilayo, right?
It's not 8
million.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, 8 million. Okay, Fumilayo. Okay, that's fine.
Is
8
8
million.
now?
8900.
Okay, 89. That's fine. So can you see that this is the total product costs? But the question says unit costs. Unit means cost per one. What are we going to divide it with, class? What are we going to divide the cost with for us to get the units?
The total production.
Thank you.
Each.
Thank you. Production units. So the first production unit is 20,000 units. The second one is what? Sorry, what is the second production unit?
It's 12,500.
12,500
units. 12,500 units, class. So what else do we have?
It's 5,000 units.
5,000 units. Okay. So A divided by B. This is A. This is B. So therefore, unit cost, right, or cost per unit, right, is A divided by B. So what do we have here?
Alpha is
553.9.
Mr. Moses. Mr. Moses, please.
Yes, sir.
Just calm down, boss.
Okay.
Yeah, just calm. Thank you. Olatunji and Monica, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the two of you should give me a figure, please.
So
Yeah, thank you.
1,553.9 naira.
1,553 1,553 point what?
0.9
Naira.
9 naira
units.
per unit. Next,
Next one is
It's
1,390.
1,393.8 Naira.
1,393.8.
93.8 Naira.
You can round it up actually. Actually, you can round it up. So what do we have here?
1,780 Naira.
1,780 naira per unit. So this is the unit costs using the activity-based costing. So this is, I think this is 3 marks. The first one that we calculated using the traditional approach is 3 marks. Ah, okay, it's even 10 marks, sorry. Sorry. So this is 5 marks. This is 5 marks. Why this is 5 marks? Can you see? Can you see that it's very simple? Very, very simple, right? Now, what is the next question? Compute the expected sales price for the 3 products. Expected sales price. Don't forget, when you are given expected, it could be expected anything under your risk and uncertainty, right? Under the risk and uncertainty, you can have expected. Yes, very time consuming. Yes, that is one of the, but if you master it, you should not take your time. Okay, you are very time consuming. That's fine. That's one of the disadvantages. Thank you, Emmy. Now, compute the expected sales price for the 3 product class. You can have expected variable costs under your risk. Recall, under your risk and uncertainty, you can have expected variable costs, expected sales, expected fixed costs. Is that not true? When you see expected, it means that there is probability. That is the reason why you are given in this paragraph that also the company is considering the pricing of the 3 products because sales prices have remained uncertain. They are not certain about the sales price. So that is why you see probability that is being attached to the what? To the sales price. Probability of 0.6, probability of 0.3, probability of what? Of 1. Of 0.1 of 0.1. So we need to calculate the expected sales, meaning that we have to multiply each of the sales times the probability. Now, and the profit that will arise from the implementation of the activity-based costing and the what? The traditional costing approach. Meaning that we have to determine the profit class. How do we determine the profit? Is your sales class. If you want to determine profit, you are given sales. You are given variable cost, direct material, direct labor, right? That is variable cost. Your fixed overhead, your overhead cost is given. Your sales minus your direct material, direct labor, and your overhead. We give you your profits. Is that not so? We give you your profits. Your sales minus all your costs, we give you your what? Your profits. And that is it. So this is 8 marks. So let's quickly calculate the expected sales. So I will copy this now, so that I'll use this to determine my expected sales. Can just copy this. Right, expected sales B. I hope you are writing. Are you writing? B. Right. So let's calculate our expected sales. Expected sales. Wait. Expected sales. Expected sales, still the same thing. Okay, something is wrong somewhere. Let me just do something. Okay, if that would be the case, let's just expected sales, right? For alpha, expected sales first. Alpha equals to, now let's check from the table expected sales class. Now, if you want to get your expected sales, you can see that there is probability that the selling price per 1 class, selling price per one unit, it will be 2,000 naira per unit, which will give the probability of 0.6, right? 0.6. So if you want to determine the expected class, you multiply the 2,000 just like the way you normally do under your risk and uncertainty. 2,000 naira per unit times the probability, which is 0.6, plus 2,200 naira per unit times 0.3, plus 2,300 times 0.1. So the addition of the three will give you the expected sales for alpha. So you do the same thing with beta. Please capture this. Please capture it. Okay. So we move expected sales 2,000 naira per unit times what is the probability? 0.6 plus what is the selling price?
2,200.
2,200
naira.
2,200 naira times what is the probability?
0.3.
0.3 plus what is the selling price?
2,300.
2,300. What is the probability?
0.1.
0.1. Thank you. So what do we have here? What is the expected sales? So we can have beta. So what is Olatunji? Beta. What is the selling price?
2,000 naira.
So the selling price
2,000
naira.
2,000 naira times
0.5.
0.5 plus what is the selling price?
2,200.
2,200 times
0.3.
0.3.
0.3 plus
2,250.
2,250 times
0.2.
0.2. Okay, that's fine. Alpha, beta, gamma.
1,600.
1,600 times what is the probability?
Yeah, 0.7.
0.7 plus
And 1,700 naira.
700 naira times
1,700 naira.
Yeah, times 0.2. What is the selling price?
1,800 naira.
1,800 naira times what is the probability?
0.1.
0.1. Right? And don't forget that, class, anytime you have a probability in the question, it means that you have to determine the expected. It could be expected selling price. You can see that when you are if you add everything together now, you have expected selling price, right? Selling price per one unit. Then how many units did they sell? Did they sold? Right? Then we can now have this the expected sales. Don't forget that this what you have here is selling price per unit. So what do you have here, class? The first one, alpha.
Alpha is 2,090. 2,090 naira.
2,090 naira per unit. How many units did they sold for the sales? How many units?
20,000. Okay, sorry.
They produce 20,000 and sell 20,000. Can you see? They produce 20,000 and sold what? 20,000. Is that not so? Thank you. Can you see what you have? This is 2,000 naira per unit, class. It is selling price. It is sales price per 1 unit. So you need to get the sales, expected sales units, sales in value, sales, right? So this is 20,000 units. What do you have?
2,110 naira.
2 million. Is it 2 million or 2,000?
2,000. Sorry. It's not that.
Away.
41.8
It's not that.
41.8 million.
1.8.
8 million. Next, what do you have here? What is the sales price?
2,110 naira.
2,110.
Okay. So what is the sales
110.
unit?
110. 110.
110.
Okay, okay. Okay. So what is the sales? What is the production and sales unit? What is the sales unit, class?
12,500.
It's 12,500.
Thank you. So what do we have?
26.38 million.
26.375.
375 new.
26,375,000.
Okay, thank you. So what do we have here?
1,640.
1,640 a unit.
640.
A unit.
Thank you. So how many units that was sold?
5,000.
5,000 units. You can see that it makes sense as you are calling the sales units and you are multiplying with the what? You are calling the value in units. You can see you are calling the selling price per unit and you are multiplying with it. You are multiplying with the sales unit. You can see that it makes sense like that, right? Per unit it goes with unit. Per hour we goes with what hour. You can see 1,640 per unit times 5,000 units sales, right? Sales units. So what do we have here?
8.2.
8,200,000.
100,000 naira.
Thank you. This is good. We've calculated our expected sales, right? So we can now do the profit statement. Using, don't forget, the question says using activity-based costing and the traditional approach. So please, presentation matters, right? Don't forget your presentation, Sedeco Nigeria Limited. Determination of profit or loss statement using, which one should we start with for? Okay, activity-based costing. Let's just use, we can start with activity-based costing because the question says activity before absorption. Anyone? Activity-based costing. Right? Activity what? Activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. So I'm coming. Let me just copy this Naira here. Copy. Okay. Okay. So what do we have? We have the usual direct material, direct labor. So I can just copy your direct labor and your direct material will always remain the same. The only thing that will be different is your approach, right? So let's start. Since this is profit statement, we start with sales, right? Sales, coming sales. No, what happened to my mouse? So sales, Our sales here is 41,800,000.
800,000.
Thank you. So this is 26,375.
375,000.
Thank you. This is 8,200,000. So we have the variable costs. So I can copy and paste the variable cost to be this. Oh, so I can use less variable cost, right? Less variable cost, so that it will represent minus less variable costs. Okay. So after the variable cost, we say less total costs. Let me just use the word total cost. So don't forget that this is activity-based costing, your overhead. The overhead that we calculated the other time, right? The overhead cost, not the unit cost, the overhead costs. Where do we have activity-based costing? Can you see the overhead cost? Can you see 6 million? You can see how we arrive at that. You can see it here, overhead cost. Can you see it? Okay. So the only difference that is only what we what happened to my mouse, honestly. That's fine. I'll just manage. Okay. Overhead, right? My keyboard is not working. Okay. So what is the profits? Do we have profits using activity-based costing? Do we have profits? So let's check. What do you have?
Yes, please. We have profit 10,722,500.
10 what?
10,722,500.
722,500. So what do we have here? What do we have here?
Okay, so there we have 8,952.
8,952.5.
8,952,500. So what do we have here?
Since we have a loss of 700,000. 700,000 loss.
Okay. Is it a loss? What do we have? Okay, yes, I should.
It's a loss, sir.
Okay, what do you have? What do we have?
Yes, it is
700, correct.
700,000 loss.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have profit or loss. So the loss will be in brackets. Okay. So this is under the activity-based costing. So we still move. We'll do the same thing. I will just copy everything except I will change except the overhead cost. Let me just copy this. Then I will change away. I will change the overhead. I don't know what happened to my keyboard. Right. Then it's fine. Let me do it here. This paste. A minute, please. Just trying to. Okay. The overhead cost will be, so what is the overhead costs coming? Using traditional, thank you. Using traditional approach. All right, using traditional approach. Okay, so we're going to copy the overhead costs. Where is the overhead cost? Overhead. Okay, this is the overhead cost. Can you see it? The overhead cost. So can do copy it and paste. Please, all these questions here, they are examinable questions. Please don't joke with it or make sure you solve, send your suggested solution to the general platform, please. Thank you. Okay. So what do we have now? What is the profit? Do we have profits?
Yes, there's profit in Gamma, 6.2 million.
Okay. The first one, Gamma. Or
sorry, Alpha. Apologies.
Alpha, what do we have?
6.2 million. $6.2 million. Next. So in 8575 million.
8575.
Fine.
Latunji. Where is Monica?
I'm here, sir.
You didn't give me figure.
Maybe I'm too slow.
Gamma. That's fine.
So the profits in Gamma, 4240.
424.
4,240,000.
240,000.
Okay, 4,240,000.
40,000.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think we are done with this question, right? Are we done? So this is 8 marks. This B part is 8 marks. So I think this will be 4 marks. Then this second one will be 4 marks. That is 8 marks. So what is the next question? This question, I think it was tested last diet. And luckily for last diet students, I don't even know during the course of my research work, because I don't give the same thing. I do research. I look for so many questions that are technical, that are examinable, that ICANN or ACC may likely test in their exam. So I don't even know that they were doing this question. And this question came out as, I think, 20 marks question to 15 marks question last diet. And this was the first question I solved under the activity based costing. And something should just be coming to your head, that you must solve all the questions in that question bank, please. Thank you. Now, we are done with this. See, state reason.
I want to ask a question, please.
Okay, please go ahead.
This is about that traditional method. How did you get 6.2? Sorry, I was a bit distracted when you were doing it, but it was when you put the answer. Please, just.
How did I got?
How did you get that? Where is this 6.2 for Alpha in traditional method?
Where is it? 6.2 of what?
Of that determination of profit or loss.
Okay, I'm
or
coming.
Using traditional method. Yeah, thank you.
6.2 now. 41,800,000 minus 5 million minus 20 million minus 10 million 600. What do you have?
Okay, thank you. I've seen the changes. I did not know it's 10.6. I thought it was still the same 6.77. Sorry.
No. The overhead
Yeah,
will be different.
I was not in class when you did the traditional. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, Moses.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for the lecture. I just want to find out or clarify, based on when we are determining our profit or loss for alpha and beta, we have profit, and for gamma, we have loss. Is it can one be penalized when we now do the overall, as in we had the profit for alpha and beta together, we now deduct the loss for gamma and now write the total whatever?
No. That is not what the question says you should do. The question says you need to calculate the profit or loss for each of the products.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Babatunde.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Sorry, sir. I just want to just give us a little bit of brush up on that the one using activities-based costing. Just to
Were you
look
in
at
class?
the same.
Wait. Were
Yes.
you in class?
Yes, I've been going on and off.
I heard, so you're not in class.
Sorry, sir.
Babatunde, you're not in class. So see, we are all professional. We are all professional students, right? We are all professionals, all of us, right? Now, you have class. Please, Monica, can you mute your mic? Please mute your mic. You have class. And the question you should ask yourself is, what are the gadgets? What do you need for you to have a smooth or a productive class? Now, what are the things? Is for you to get that, okay, you need to have your network. You need to ensure that, okay, you have, maybe you switch network and all that, right? So please, everybody needs to be prepared. Class, we need to be prepared. Not that someone will join 10 minutes to 15 minutes and you expect me to go back and explain it again. You are taking us back, actually. But if you are in class, I ask you, did you understand? You say no. Okay, I will now explain that. Okay, which parts you did not understand? Right now, Babatunde, right? Network may be major issue, right? And at the same time, you need to check it, please.
Right? I was actually using. Sorry, sir. I was actually using MTN. So I don't know what happened around this area. I live inside of Lokoju, so the network totally went bad. I had to switch to Glo.
Okay, that's fine. A very quick one. This is the OAR for calculating the activity-based costing overhead costs, right? It is cost pool divided by the cost driver, right? What is the cost pool? We explain the overhead cost of each of the setup, machine, goods inward, packaging, and engineering. Can you see that we have 1,400,000 divided by the setup is based on the production run. Then we pick the total. What is the total production run for alpha, beta, and gamma, which is 40. So we need to get the cost per production run. That is 35,000 per production run. Right now, per production run means that don't forget, activity-based costing came into existence to replace traditional approach. That we want to know the cost that you incur to each of these overhead to your products. Don't accumulate costs for us, just like traditional approach that accumulate costs. You have 3-bedroom flat, you have 6 units. They bring 50,000 naira, then you decide that you want to divide 50,000 divided by 6. You may overcharge Mr. A and undercharge Mr. B. So that is the reason why you have 35,000 per production run. So it is based on what you run that will now charge to a what? To the overhead what? To the overhead cost. And that is the reason why you see it here that 35,000 naira times 5. What is this 5? Is the production run for alpha. right, is the production runs. Can you see the production run? Setup is based on production run, and 5 is for alpha. 5 is for what? Is for alpha, right? So we need to know the costs of each of the setup. That is why you have 35,000 times 5, right? The same thing applicable to beta, 35,000 times 10. That is the production. So we want to know the costs that you incur based on this production run. This is what you incur. We don't want to accumulate costs, right? And this is the same thing. You do the same thing with all other overhead, all other indirect what? Indirect costs. So when you add everything together, you have your what? Overhead. So the only difference between traditional approach and activity-based cost lab is the basis of absorption of is the overhead. Is the what? Is the overhead. Do you understand? So I believe that when you go back to the recorded video again, right? You will grab. You get. Thank you. So what is the last? So state reasons why activity-based costing approach may be preferred to traditional absorption costing approach in modern manufacturing environment. So you have that in your notes already. So you have that state reason why activity-based costing is preferred. That is 2 marks. Total marks allotted is 20 marks. So you have that in your notes. So I have another question here. It's adopted from ICANN as well as ACCA. So this question 2 is also examinable. Okay. Do we still have time? 4:34. Okay, class. I think we'll continue in our next class, right? So this question is a very big trap. This question is a very big trap for students. The last time ICANN tested it, the performance was still below average because I can lock the question. We need to unlock some things here. You can see that I'm going to solve just 2 questions here. The first question that we just did, and this second question. Then you will now do what? You solve others, right? So please go and check what you can attempt, right? You can attempt question 2 and question 3 are similar, right? You can attempt question 4. You can see question 4, question 5, question 5, question 6. Right, question 5, question 6. You can attempt question 5, question 6, and nobody knows what is coming again. So please attempt the question 5, question 6. So when we come back in our next class, when is our next class, please? Thursday, right?
On Thursday.
Okay,
Hello,
Thursday.
sir.
Okay, that's
The question is it are you in materials or work already?
do you have the material?
I don't have yet, sir.
Okay. You have to get material. The questions are inside the material, so when you get your material,
Okay.
you get the answer there.
Okay. Do you have
Okay,
the solution
Michael.
in the material?
No, I can't put solution. I mean, I don't put solution in my material, and I have reasons for that. It has worked for me over the diet. Even before I come online, it has been working for me. So I don't put solution. So you have to go and do it, then send the suggested solution to the platform, and let's see what you have. So question 2, illustration 2 and illustration 3 are the same, similarly, right? So you can try illustration 4. 4, 5. Thank you. Michael.
Sorry, Mr. Ibrahim. This one you just solved this evening. Are you going to modify the material to include the solution?
No.
Wow. Okay, so we just have to go back to the video and then.
Yes, exactly. The reason is because
No, you know, I really don't want to be writing while you're lecturing because I really want to get everything. It's distracting for me as you're talking. I'm writing. I sometimes I tend to miss very vital information. So I just want to focus on the lecture, then go back and get the material. But it's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you. Michael.
Director, can I please take question? How to screenshot?
You want to do what?
Screenshot the question.
You want to screenshot question? Michael, we'll fight. Michael, send me DM after the class. Okay, class, are we good? So please, you have to go back. The reason why I don't include solution is because experience shows that most students will just go and check the solution, right? And just look at it without solving. Oh, this is how IB got this info. Oh, this is how they calculate it. Oh, they just assume like that. And the person will now feel that, I don't understand. Yes, I've understand ABC very well. Now I can solve activity-based costing very well. Right? It is not like that. It doesn't work that way. You have to write. That is why I encourage every one of you to go back and watch the video right when you are watching the video. So I believe you will have more understanding when you are writing. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I think my have this thing tomorrow, right? PM. Okay, that's fine. So are you guys done with risk and uncertainty? Or you are still in risk and uncertainty?
We're still on it. We haven't.
Okay, that's fine.
I know the last time we were still solving questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a lovely. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Olatunji. Thank you.